How's it going, everyone? We've got quite a lot to go over in this video. A brand new state of play has been revealed. Now relax there, buddy. It's not the big September state of play that is going to be a ton of game reveals, but they are going to showcase one of my more anticipated games of 2026. It's a game that I'm looking forward to coming from IO Interactive. We'll talk all about that. Speaking of new events, Kojima Productions will be celebrating its 10th anniversary event. Yes, yesterday was the 10-year mark since Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain came out. It is wild. I cannot believe it's been 10 years, but we'll talk about that. And the Kojima Productions Beyond the Strand event has been dated for September the 23rd, and we have a bit of a PlayStation Plus update to go over at the end of this video. But first of all, State of Play. 007 First Light State of Play is set for September the 3rd, featuring over 30 minutes of gameplay. So yes, this will be happening tomorrow. 007 First Light was one of the games that really stood out to me when it was revealed. I think it looks really good. I know some people were about feeling a certain type of way about Bond's design and etc, etc. I think the game looks great. I really like the aesthetic and the look of the game, and it's gonna be more of a Bond origin story. Follow James Bond as a young, resourceful, and sometimes reckless recruit in training program and discover an origin story of the world's most famous spy. After a heroic act, young naval air crewman James Bond is offered to join the newly revived 00 program, but when a mission to stop a rogue agent ends in tragedy, he must join forces with his reluctant mentor Greenway to expose a deep conspiracy and stop a looming coup at the heart of the state. Discover a standalone, new reimagined James Bond origin story and the events that led an audacious young hero to become the best agent. Embark on missions in breathtaking locations, drive iconic vehicles, and dive into a cinematic adventure in pursuit of a rogue agent who's always one step ahead. Go silent or go loud, whether fighting with fists or firepower, using gadgets to infiltrate, or bluffing your way past guards. The approach is entirely up to you. And test your skills and replay your favorite missions with additional modifiers for endless espionage fun. I think the game looks solid, and it'll be interesting to see 30 plus minutes of gameplay out of it, and it will be coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch 2, and PC via Steam, and we'll have over 30 minutes of gameplay, 2 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow at this State of Play. Now, State of Play with just a focus on a third-party title, it's not like we haven't seen that before. They actually did that for one Suicide Squad. Yes, you guys remember that? Back in, I want to say it was 2023, they did a Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League State of Play, and I want to say right after the State of Play, the game got delayed for like 6 months or something like that. I might have the timing a little bit out of order, but nevertheless, hopefully 007 First Light ends up better than that, but we shall see. 2 p.m. Eastern Time for that tomorrow. Next up, Kojima Productions' 10th anniversary event, Beyond the Strand, is set for September the 23rd. The Beyond the Strand is a celebration of 10 years of Kojima Productions on September 23rd at Toho Cinemas, Roppongi Hills, Screen 7. The company announced ticket sales have opened, and you know, I don't think any of our viewers are planning on going to it, but hopefully we will see some new announcements. And given that they're selling tickets for this event, it's a 10th anniversary, I should say, anniversary event, they do note that it'll be hosted by Hideo Kojima, will include special guest appearances, as well as a glimpse into future projects. I am curious as far as what those future projects could be. The thing with, again, game development these days is just so long. So yes, while Kojima revealed OD, while we know Physint is a game that they're going to be working alongside Sony on, these games are years and years away because predominantly you would have to think that the majority of attention was on Death Stranding 2. The development was on Death Stranding 2. So when are we going to get OD? Is that a game that's actually ever going to be released? I assume that it is, but they're working hand in hand with Microsoft on it. Is that going to be a game that comes out this decade? I don't know. And in the last, you know, we're celebrating this 10th anniversary event, but we've gotten 2 games out of them in that 10-year span. Death Stranding 1 and 2, and that's typically the cadence of development time these days. 5 years a game, that's about right. You know, it's way longer than I would like. Death Stranding from Metal Gear Solid 5 was actually 4 years, and then Death Stranding into Death Stranding 2 was 6 years, but, you know, the world shut down, etc., etc. So, you know, give them a little bit of a mulligan on that one, but, The one thing that I could see easily get announced is like Death Stranding 2 on PC, because that's just a port and you can announce that, boom, release it maybe 3 months from now. Based on Death Stranding 1's timing of the PC release, it sounds like DS1 had a 6-month timed exclusivity period on PlayStation, so I would imagine that Death Stranding 2 is probably similar in that regard, maybe a 6-month window, and then it'll come to PC December, January. I think that makes a lot of sense. Death Stranding 2 is legitimately one of the best video games of the year, and in my opinion, one of the best games of this generation. I think I would still put it number 2 behind Expedition 33 for my favorite games of this year, but man, you can go either way. To me, those two games are 1A, 1B, and I would probably put Donkey Kong number 3. I know that's probably the most generic list of the top 3 games of this year, but Split Fiction is in the mix, certainly. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, while I didn't get into that game as much as some other people, I can totally understand why that game would be in the mix for Game of the Year, but DS2, I think, certainly should be in the mix, and I am curious what they're gonna put out next. I would imagine OD has to be next, and then Fizzin. Fizzin isn't a game that I assume we'll see until 2030, 2031, which, you know, I would have rather them not even reveal the game at that point, but I get it that Sony just announced it as a partnership with a literal logo attached to it, so it was made abundantly clear that that game wasn't going to be out for Eon, so, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully we'll get some cool announcements out of this event, if nothing else. Lastly, I do want to know, PlayStation Plus monthly titles are rolling out right now. I think this is a really good month, man. I know some people are a little bit down on it, but you got Stardew Valley, you got Psychonauts 2, and you got Viewfinder. I think there's a lot of depth to this lineup in terms of variety. Stardew Valley is a game that people have sunk hundreds and hundreds of hours into, and they've done an incredible job. I should say Concerned Ape has done an incredible job of keeping the game updated at a $15 price point, and for the style of game that it is, again, you can sink so many hours into it, it's not even funny, so definitely that's a good addition. I know a lot of you guys own it, but still a solid addition. Psychonauts 2, excellent game there. If you're into your quirky platformers, that's going to be a really good one, and then Viewfinder as well. That's a game that got a really solid reception, you know, more of a charming, relaxing game there, but nonetheless, that is available as well as a part of the lineup. So I think a really solid lineup, all things considered, for PlayStation Plus. You know, some good games across the board. And yeah, I thought Plus Essential has been really solid all year long. It's Plus Extra that I really have a meltdown on. But last month, you got Lies of P as a Plus Essential title. Like, let's keep this caliber. Like, I still think paying to play online, I'll say this every time, paying to play online is a absolute scam. However, if we're gonna have to pay to play online and we're gonna get games alongside our Plus subscriptions, let's hope the Plus Essential titles are good. And I have to say, this year, the Plus Essential titles have been pretty damn decent. You always run into the problem of games are given out that people own. I think that's a problem with Stardew Valley, but you know what? That's just something you're gonna have to deal with both subscription services, Extra as well, where a lot of games sometimes are added that you own. You get the idea. But that'll do it for me. Again, a brand new State of Play 007 First Light. We'll be getting north of 30 minutes of new gameplay. Kojima Productions has an event scheduled as well, and the PlayStation Plus titles for the month of September are rolling out right now. That's gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, sound off down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.